The original flaw. Why toxic shame makes you believe you deserve to be mistreated. Have you ever wondered what it takes for a good person, someone capable of love, compassion, and ethics, to repeatedly commit acts of cruel self-sabotage or even become the executioner of their own life? Think of someone you admire, or better yet, think of yourself. What happens when self-destruction becomes your comfort zone? Imagine yourself repeatedly returning to relationships that diminish you, or destroying professional success the moment it becomes real. This is not a momentary character flaw. It's a dark pattern. What if I told you that this cycle of suffering isn't bad luck, but the execution of an internal sentence? Today, we delve into the most unsettling question about human nature and trauma. Why do good people unconsciously seek mistreatment and punishment? The answer lies in a devastating belief we call the original flaw. This is not just a story about the trauma of others. It's a mirror, forcing us to look inward and ask, what would I do? Could I too be influenced by this internal judgment? This isn't the neurosis of someone who is broken, but the adaptation of someone who survived something they couldn't name. To understand the depth of this self-sabotaging program, we need to anchor ourselves to the source. This belief that we are inherently flawed is at the heart of what psychologists like Brené Brown call toxic shame. It's not an abstract theory. It's the surveillance software installed in your limbic system. Toxic shame operates on the soul like an internal judge. It convinces you that the problem isn't what you did, but who you are. If you feel that your existence is the mistake, then pain is merely the necessary correction. That's why you don't allow yourself happiness. The crucial difference is this. Guilt says, I did something wrong, and I can fix it. Shame says, I am the one who is wrong, and there is no fixing it. Shame attacks your dignity, your right to belong. It is global, all-encompassing, and for the person who carries it, it seems irrevocable. In this video, we're going to do something shame hates. We're going to expose it to the light. We're going to confront this original flaw, understand how this lie was installed in your soul, and finally, present the strategy to dismantle it. Stay with me, because what you'll discover today could forever change how you see the world and yourself. The true key to breaking this cycle of punishment will be revealed in the final act. And that final revelation will be the most crucial and empowering of all. We have already established that the original defect is not a flaw, but an internal sentence. Now we need to delve into the depths of this program, understanding how it was installed. Shame is not a symptom, but a psychological parasite born from relational trauma. The essence of trauma is fragmentation. The original flaw is the most intense manifestation of what trauma psychology calls internalization of the critic. We are not immune. We all carry the potential for both healing and self-destruction. Think about it. Have you ever felt such an intense urge for self-criticism that it scared you? That's the voice of the wound acting up, fueled by shame. If left unchecked, that voice aligns perfectly with the prophecy that you are a mistake. The problem isn't what happens to us, but the traumatic adaptation we make to survive. The process begins in childhood with the attachment bond. The child is an explorer. If their exploration is met with safety and validation, they build a belief in their worthiness. If it is met with constant criticism, emotional neglect, or abuse, that security is destroyed. The infant brain, in a desperate act for survival, needs to make sense of the chaos. It cannot conclude that the caregiver on whom life depends is dangerous or flawed. The only conclusion that protects the bond is, the problem is me. This is the turnaround. No one is immune to the logic of the original flaw. It is a survival strategy installed in the brainstem. It is a lie that the child accepts as truth in order to remain connected. The original flaw gains strength through what developmental psychology calls dissociation. It's the most advanced concept here. To survive the pain, You separate the part that suffers from the part that observes. This separation prevents you from feeling whole and real. The relentless criticism you hear in your mind today, the inner judge, is simply the internalized voice of those who fail to love you. It's an adaptation that protected the child, but now destroys the adult. The unfinished mourning. Shame forbids you from mourning your stolen childhood. The original flaw tells you there's nothing good to mourn because you were never good to begin with. Projection. Shame makes you project your flaw onto others. It's easier to label a co-worker or neighbor as wrong or flawed than to confront the belief that you are the mistake. The overcompensation. The original flaw forces you to wear masks. You may become a relentless workaholic, an exhausting perfectionist, or a savior of all, just to desperately prove that you are not the flaw. The invisible enemy. Shame lives hidden in silence. It thrives on denial and isolation. As long as you keep the original flaw a secret, it will maintain control over all your decisions. Hypervigilance. Your nervous system is in a constant state of alert because shame has convinced you that at any moment your flaw will be discovered and punishment will be inevitable and total. The paralysis of action. Many give up trying to be happy because the original flaw guarantees that all effort is futile. Why build a good life if you know deep down that it will be destroyed because you are in it? The legacy of suffering. Often the original flaw is a transgenerational memory. You are carrying the shame, pain, and bonding failure that your parents were unable to heal. You have accepted the legacy of suffering. By understanding the installation of this software, we realize that the struggle is not against an external event, but against an old lie that has become your operating system. The question now is, how do you break free from a belief that feels as fundamental as your own breath? At this point, the original flaw has been exposed. We know it's a lie instilled in childhood and kept active by the internalization of the critic in adulthood. The central question now is, how does one break free from a belief that feels as fundamental as one's own breath? The answer is that awareness is not enough. We need radical action. The solution to toxic shame lies not in eliminating the flaw, which doesn't exist, but in building the moral courage to live in disagreement with the internal judgment. Moral courage is the ability to act with integrity, even in the face of fear, opposition, or internal punishment. But how do you cultivate this courage? We begin by identifying your core values. What truly matters to you? Truth, compassion, justice. When the original flaw screams, "You're worthless," you need a value that screams louder. Trauma taught us that speaking the truth leads to punishment. Moral courage reverses this. It forces you to speak your truth, even if your inner voice tells you that silence is safer. Silence feeds on shame. A practical strategy is mental rehearsal. Imagine yourself in the next situation where shame arises, a compliment, an opportunity, or a conflict. Instead of withdrawing, rehearse your response. Visualize yourself accepting kindness or standing up for your boundary. By visualizing the action, you weaken the paralysis. Toxic shame thrives on isolation. It convinces you that you're the only one carrying the flaw. Therefore, resistance requires a support system. Surround yourself with people who see your essence, not your shame. Genuine connection is the poison to the parasite. Moral courage also means recognizing and resisting environmental influence. The original flaw thrives on environments that promote exclusion, criticism, and toxic hierarchy. Learn to recognize the unspoken rules that foster shame. Pay attention to the group norms. Are you silencing yourself, diminishing yourself, or becoming excessively agreeable just to belong? The price of false peace is the total annihilation of your identity. True belonging is only possible when you allow yourself to be seen. Often we feel powerless in the face of a system, but the power of small actions cannot be underestimated. Every time you choose kindness over indifference, honesty over pretense, you are performing an act of moral courage. You are breaking the lie. The original flaw thrives on a lack of transparency. That's why self-reflection is vital. The philosopher Socrates said that the unexamined life is not worth living. Make daily self-examination a habit. What motivated my actions today? Did I act based on fear or on my worth? This reflection is the antidote to the rationalization that allows us to justify minor slips. It's not about seeking perfection, but about seeking integrity. Progress is made in millimeters, not kilometers. Moral courage demands that you become the guardian of your mental space. Whenever the voice of the inner judge, that voice that hurt you in the past, arises, you must confront it directly. This is not my voice. This is my wound speaking. I choose not to obey. The fight against shame is a trench war. You will fail. Fear will win in a few days. This is where self-forgiveness comes in. Forgiving yourself is not an excuse, but the recognition that the original flaw is a human wound, not a divine sentence. The ability to forgive yourself and to forgive others who have hurt you is the most powerful tool for breaking the cycle of self-punishment. Forgiveness allows you to move forward with purpose, instead of being dragged down by guilt. The original flaw places us in a polarity, to be the monster or to be the victim. Moral courage offers us a third way, to be the agent. The trauma is not your fault, but its healing is your responsibility. You can be an active force for good, first within yourself, then in the world. We've reached the crucial point. We've traversed the path of shame, from childhood installation to strategies of moral courage in adulthood. But the cure isn't complete until we confront the ultimate question. Can the original flaw be neutralized once and for all? The answer, though complex, lies in developing daily intentionality. Don't wait for major catastrophes to be your own hero. Heroism resides in the daily choice to act in alignment with your values, even when shame screams at you to hide. Cultivating this mindset means actively seeking opportunities to practice small acts of integrity. It's choosing kindness over indifference, truth over pretense. It's the reverse path to the rationalization that imprisoned the original flaw. To delve deeper, we must confront the fear of failure. The original flaw loves the idea of perfection because it ensures you will always fail. Liberation comes when you accept that failure is part of the human experience and that growth lies in how you get back up. The ability to forgive oneself for giving into shame and to move forward with the responsibility to do better is the greatest weapon against the original flaw. Self-forgiveness allows guilt to become learning rather than punishment. But the most powerful insight of all, the one that transforms how we see the original flaw in ourselves and others, is that of human interconnectedness. The writer and survivor Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote, "The line that separates good and evil runs not between states, nor between classes, nor between political parties, but directly through every human heart." This achievement is the culmination of the journey. The original flaw is not something that separates you, but something that connects you. The shame you feel is felt by everyone. The potential for self-harm that you carry, we all carry. The original flaw was a necessary lie that kept you alive, but it will never let you live fully. It steals your agency and your joy. Its only mission is to keep you imprisoned to avoid the pain of abandonment you felt in childhood. The struggle between the original flaw and your truth is not fought on grand battlefields, but in the small choice you make right now. Will you accept goodness or will you reject it? Will you remain silent or will you speak? The original flaw is a human wound, not a divine sentence. Healing it is your responsibility. Choose to be the active survivor, not the passive mistake. If this video resonated with and confronted your original flaw, I ask that you practice moral courage now. Comment below, in capital letters, the word liberation, like subscribe, and join us on this ongoing journey. You have the power to choose in every moment. Use it to be a force for good, starting with yourself.